Ciao, friends of cocktails! Italians know how to make simple and delicious cocktails, the Negroni being an obvious one. But so is the Garibaldi, a frothy mix of orange juice and Campari. They also know how to make unique and stylish liqueurs. Like this one. I'll use this Rosolio di Bergamotto liqueur to make an interesting twist on the Garibaldi, combining the citrusy bergamot, lightly bitter and spicy floral notes of Italicus with grapefruit juice. This combination was created in 2019 by Luca Missaglia, the global brand ambassador for Italicus. But I'll be using white grapefruit instead of pink, and I'll add some saline solution and xanthan gum. So I'm calling it the Garibaldicus No.2. And to make it extra special, I'll add a unique garnish, a wedge of Boozy Jello with prosecco, grapefruit and Yellow Chartreuse. So there's something for everyone, a simple cocktail and something to blow away your guests. If you're ready, it's cocktail time. This time there's no preparation for the ingredients of the cocktail, so all you need to do is make the garnish. The Jello grapefruit. If you'll be looking for a detailed recipe, you'll find that on my website, where you can now sign up to my weekly newsletter. Each week I'll send you the latest cocktail time recipe. I'll answer an interesting question from you guys, give you some cocktail tips, recommend a video I think it's worth checking out, and I'll throw in a discount on merch from time to time. And as a bonus, you'll get lavender and grapefruit bitters recipes as you sign up. Now for the Boozy Jello garnish. These are the ingredients you'll need to make the garnish. Hollowed out grapefruit, prosecco, clarified grapefruit juice, Yellow Chartreuse, and of course gelatin. I'll show you how to clarify grapefruit juice, since it really makes a difference in the appearance of the Jello garnish. Cut the grapefruit from top to bottom, so you'll be able to use it later to make Jello wedges. We'll need 160 ml or just under 5.5 ounces of clarified grapefruit juice. So choose 2 grapefruits, because it's better to have extra than not enough. Once your grapefruits are juiced, weigh how much you have, before placing roughly a quarter of all liquid into a saucepan and adding agar-agar, 0.2% weight of the grapefruit juice. I have 260 grams of grapefruit juice, so I added 0.52 grams of agar-agar. Heat up and stir constantly to dissolve completely. Take off the heat before it starts to simmer and chill by pouring in the rest of the grapefruit juice. Transfer to a bowl and place it in a freezer or an ice bed for an hour or 2. Once you see the liquid has thickened, break it apart gently, then pour over a cloth filter. Refill the first liquid coming through, which still might be slightly cloudy. Give it time to slowly filter and you'll end up with clarified grapefruit juice. This process works the same for any citrus juice. With clarified juice done, we'll combine 160 ml or 5.5 ounces of it with 40 ml of Yellow Chartreuse. That's 1/3 of an ounce, and 30 grams of gelatin. If this was regular gelatin, we'd need to add heat, but since we're adding prosecco as well, we really don't want that. So get instant gelatin, but yours might differ, so you'll maybe need to test it out first. Whisk it together for a good 2 to 3 minutes, until it's fully dissolved in the liquid. Then add the last ingredient, 200 ml or 6.75 of an ounce of prosecco. If you added this at the start, it would foam up too much from all the stirring, making it harder to pour. Speaking of which, make sure your grapefruit halves are hollowed out of all the pulp. Do that with a large spoon, and make sure you only have the skin and the pith left. Just don't make any holes. Place the grapefruit cups in a small bowl, so they don't tip over as you pour the gelatin mixture into them. Do this through a fine mesh strainer, so you can catch most of the foam as you pour. If you still see some on the surface, scoop it off with a spoon. Then, place the Jello grapefruits in the fridge for at least 4 hours, so the gelatin solidifies. Once that's done, you're back here, ready to make the Garibaldicus No.2. To get it frothy, you'll use a blender. But a milkshake maker or even a milk frother would work. Start by adding 45 ml or 1.5 ounce of Italicus. I've used this in 2 previous episodes, which I'll link to in the description, so you have more ideas how to use it. Follow that with 90 ml or 3 ounces of white grapefruit juice. This has more bitterness than the pink grapefruit, which will pair nicely with the Italicus. Salt enhances citrus notes and rounds off the bitterness. So I'll add 2 drops of saline solution. And like with the fluffy jungle bird, add xanthan gum. 0.3 gram of it won't affect the taste, but it will make the cocktail keep its fluffy texture for longer. So if you don't have it, no problem. Always have the option to drink it faster. Lastly, ice for chilling and dilution. 30 grams. Blend on high speed for the ice to melt in the drink and you have a nice foamy cocktail. Then pour it over fresh ice in a chilled tumbler. And for the garnish, cut out a wedge of grapefruit, Boozy Jello grapefruit, and place it on top of the glass. There's only one way to describe how good this looks. Let's give it a try. Saluti. Garnish gives away aromas of prosecco and Yellow Chartreuse, but once you take that off the glass and take the first sip, you get a cocktail that's rich and citrus forward, and the balance of bitter fruit and the sweetness from the Italicus is just right. The Garnish has a herbal undertone, cleaning the palate between sips of the cocktail, but also provides a textural contrast with the Jello. Wonderfully unified ingredients in this cocktail are a real nod to General Giuseppe Garibaldi, who helped unify Italy. And today we're also giving a nod to a new patron to join the Cocktail Time Wall of Fame, Brandon Alexander. To see how you too can support our work and have your name added to the set of Cocktail Time, check out our Patreon page. Until next week, Saluti, amici dei cocktail!